Hey, and welcome back to the Up on the D-Pad podcast. I am Brandon here with great, wonderful friends, Digging Anime.
Hello.
So, first things first, what have you guys been playing? Destiny's come out with new DLC. I'm pretty sure everybody's gone back to it.
So the game is completely uninstalled.
Oh, no. Well, shoot.
I actually should probably go do that. It's just, like 50, 60 gigs just out of the way.
Yeah. Since I bought it, I'm playing through it because I paid money for it and I refuse to.
See,
I refuse to pay money for something that I'm sorry, I refuse to pay money for something and not play it.
That's the downside of season passes.
Yeah.
You end up spending half of what you spent on the original game for a game that you don't even know if you're gonna like yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's just that Destiny left a kind of a sour taste in my mouth already. So, like some parts of it's fun. It's kind of like, but I wish that it was like this day one.
The bad part about this is that, and I'm kind of salty about it, Humble Bundle Monthly just released the monthly with a free copy of Destiny 2.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm sad, and I'm kind of like, well, it's whatever, because like a friend of mine works at Blizzard, so I managed to get both Destiny 2 on PS4 and PC for relatively cheap. And even with that and having Humble Monthly, I still end up paying less for Destiny than it would have been for full price game.
Man. All right, so on to brighter spots. Nintendo has a new president. The interim president has retired, and the new president is the new president, I believe, was on the board and the CEO of the Pokemon Company at the ripe age of 45 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm assuming now we're going to get the Pokemon, because can't be the CEO of a Pokemon company and not have a Pokemon game. How do you feel about him being the youngest president I believe Nintendo's had?
I think it's actually good. Maybe he'll bring some actual, some better ideas to the company.
So, something more modern day.
Tired of seeing those Wii U ports.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're gonna get those because Nintendo is like, we lost all this money on the Wii U and we're trying to recoup back some money. And I mean, nobody played the for the 5 people that owned the Wii U, and 4 of them being all Smash players. Like,
That's not true.
I mean,
I own a Wii U.
you said you owned a Wii U?
I own a Wii U. I still have my Wii U.
Did you own Smash?
Yes.
See,
but I did not. But I did not buy my Wii U because of Smash. I bought my Wii U because it was a Wind Waker edition.
Well, yeah, okay, of course, but
That's the same one I got.
It's the same one like probably everybody has. Or
yeah, there was no other reason to get a plain one otherwise.
No, agreed. Get an 8 gig Wii U, but
Man.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, like, they have ports coming in, and they kind of need. They kind of probably want to expose those games. I'm actually waiting for them to bring the Wonderful 101 over, because they kind of do need to bring that over.
Well,
See, everyone keeps saying that, but I actually really didn't mind Wonderful 101 on the Wii U.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I would be excited to be able to play it on the Switch, like, just to be, walking around with it.
Okay.
But I did not think it was that bad of a game on the Wii U, or that the Wii U was that bad of a console to have a game like that, I guess would be a better way to say that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the Wonderful 101 would be a good game to take on the go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like that's really all that I see out of all these Wii U ports. I'm contemplating getting Hyrule Warriors again, only because I could play it on the go. Like if it wasn't for the on the go parts, I'm like, I really wouldn't buy it. You know, I bought Bayonetta so I could play it on the go.
Oh, I mean, that's Bayonetta.
Well, yeah, I mean she's Bay, but like still like on the go.
Yeah,
I mean, on the go is just a bonus.
Oh, what were you saying, Rashad?
No, I was saying I was actually gonna get Hyrule Warriors again.
Okay.
Because they would actually play better on this console than they did on the Wii U, because that thing ran pretty bad in my experience.
Yeah, well, if you play multiplayer, it was 30 frames per second, and apparently it was 60 frames per second otherwise.
No.
Okay.
I disagree. I disagree.
Right.
Wholeheartedly.
All right, fair. Yeah, okay.
That's shut down like way into like the teens.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, because I mean, like, from what I remember, mine's played smoothly. I can't really speak about the others. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm just kind of glad that they're at least bringing games over. And there are more people signing on to the, hey, you can play some of these major titles on the go, which is good. At the very least, you know, I hope that he does something with the online service. Which, speaking of,
No virtual console.
Huh?
I said no virtual console.
Well, okay, so they kind of got a virtual console. So Nintendo, they're coming out with the NES with select games out the NES catalog, and they're making it so that you can be like, if there's like a player 1, your player 2 can be like somebody over the internet, which is good. So like you can play Mario 3 with somebody, and somebody can be Luigi and stuff, which is actually pretty awesome. And we're finally getting cloud saves for the Switch, if you pay for the subscription, and it's only $20 for a year. Which I don't know what servers they're running, but if they have servers running at $20 or whatever servers they have running, I just hope there's no lag. And if they run a successful server for $20, I'm gonna start looking at Xbox and Sony and being like, so why y'all charging $60 though?
Well, how high has it been so far?
It hasn't
Splatoon and
it hasn't been like there have been like some lag issues. Bayonetta runs way better on the Switch. And like just playing
multiplayer?
Yeah, the multiplayer. Like it was terrible on Wii U. Like I've lost so many matches by like an enemy starting an attack pattern, then doing something completely different, then also doing something completely different after that, and dodging like the wrong thing twice. Like at least this time, like there's still some of the rollback. I think they use rollback for Bayonetta. There's still some of that, but it's not nearly as bad. Like it's at least playable now. Like I can at least enjoy myself and not think that I'm gonna get hit by a random thing and knock me out. Like, you know. So like from that and like even Splatoon, I think Splatoon actually was running pretty smooth from what I played. I've never had a time where I was like, darn lag, you know, like Overwatch.
I don't think Splatoon ever really ran bad. Like even Splatoon 1 on Wii U wasn't like awful for the online. So I think it really depends on the game and the hardware.
Yeah, well,
because you gotta figure. Oh, go ahead.
Well, it's like saying. Well, the only thing I was gonna say was that like Splatoon 1 was on the same console as Bayonetta 2, and like Splatoon 1 was amazing online, and whereas like Bayonetta 2 Tag Climax was terrible online. Like, it's two completely different experiences. And maybe that's just like Platinum with their trash netcode and stuff. But like
Could be.
like Splatoon was the best game that they've had so far. Like even Smash still had like some lag to it. But for the most part, it was still pretty good. I haven't played ARMS online, so I couldn't tell you.
ARMS wasn't too bad online. I think it boils down to the publisher and like what kind of, I guess, servers they prefer their games to be running on. If they have like online services, because you got to figure even on when Max Anarchy came out, that was a PS3, Xbox 360 game.
Oh,
and yeah, okay. Sorry. Anarchy Reigns for US release, Max Anarchy for Japan.
Yeah.
But man, if you connected with someone clear on the other side of the globe, you were gonna feel it. So I think Platinum just kind of has like a bad luck when it comes to their online, their net codes with games.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So yeah, but I mean, like, I do want to see what their new online infrastructure is going to bring. Because like I said, for $20, like, that's really cheap. And if they can deliver on at least the things that they said they can deliver on, then I would be excited for it, and I actually want to like see where this goes. Because apparently it also ties into the app now, so you'll be able to use the app as like to like run chat rooms and stuff like that.
Which is the stupidest thing.
Yeah, well, it's stupid, but like on the flip side, looking at what they did with like the chat for like the Wii U, I'm kind of in between on it, because I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's like when it comes to Splatoon, I really want to be able to hear my team, but like,
hey, just use Discord.
True,
yeah, just use Discord.
I mean, that's pretty much the route that they took. They were like, hey, you probably got a million other apps that probably do it. We're not gonna bother with it, because like looking what they did for Smash, like you could only talk in between matches, which I thought was like the worst thing ever. You'd be like, oh, the match ended, hop in chat. Yeah, you remember when I freaking spiked you that one time at a minute and 43 in? Said nobody ever.
Because that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, so like the chat feature that they had for the Wii U was not a successful answer, and I mean, like, if they can't support a solid chat, I would much rather them not try than like try and like fumble.
Could also be why the service is only going to be $20. Like, there are a lot of key things missing that normally other companies like Sony and Microsoft put into the service. Mm-hmm. Granted,
that's true.
It's, some of those features used to be free. Like, even if you didn't have gold with Xbox, man, you were still able to talk to your friends and what have you, until it got to a point where it was like, no, everything you do online, you have to pay for.
Yeah.
Well, see, for Microsoft is a bit understandable because they're not making money from anything else.
True. They aren't making money from anything else. I mean, yeah. So, okay. So, because I'm going to get into something and jump down the list, but instead I'm going to stick to the point. So, right before we get to that part, recently somebody at Walmart just got fired for leaking a bunch of potential games. We'll put quotation marks around that. That could or could not be shown at E3. Not that we like to speculate around here, but so apparently on this list, Star, Just Cause 4, a new Splinter Cell, which I would have imagined was coming. Dragon Quest 2. Lego DC Villains, Borderlands 3, which I also knew was coming.
Yeah, that kind of seems obvious.
Rage 2, Gears of War 5.
That was unexpected.
The Rage 2 or Gears of War?
Rage 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I mean, the Gears of War sounds like the playbook. So the Gears of War 5, Forza. Okay, we got another for the playbook, and then another Assassin's Creed. Who didn't see that one coming? So before I sound off, what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, a lot of, I mean, there's a ton more of games to this list, but some of these are pretty obvious. Like, you kind of expect it from certain series that, like, okay, this is not going to end anytime soon, or like there are going to be quite a few installments of this until they decide, okay, well, we've milked this as long as we can. Maybe we'll finally put this to rest. My thing is that, and it's funny because where this leaked from a Walmart was in Canada, that I thought they had a lot more like stricter hold on things like that, where it's like, oh, you know, we've got a list of things that we kind of have hush hush, so this should totally, oh my god, what have you done? Like, and now it's all over the internet. I mean, it's at this stage, it's 2018. A couple of those are expected. It's not really that much of a, like, oh my god kind of list. It's like all right, well, someone got fired. Like, well, keep it moving.
Well, I knew the Splinter Cell was happening because recently the voice actor took to Twitter, and there was a clip of them. There was a clip of I think there was a DLC that came out for a Splinter Cell game, and it had Sam Fisher, and Sam Fisher alluded to Snake.
Ghost Recon.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a mission in Ghost Recon now. Basically, it's a Sam Fisher mission.
Yep, and he pretty much is, and they pretty much are just say like, yo, like Snake's been Snake is dead. And so like the voice actor took to Twitter and popped up, said the famous line like, kept you waiting, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we got a new Splinter Cell coming out, is what you might be saying. Okay, all right.
I mean, Borderlands pretty much no. Michael. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't pull out Michael Ironside out for no reason.
True. No, I agree. Yeah, yeah. And then Borderlands 3, they recently dropped a tech demo at the recent Game Developers Conference, and where they were talking about, hey, like shady techniques and things that they use to, you know, get the art style for Borderlands down. And I'm like, oh, okay, so y'all got a game coming out on Unreal 4. Okay. Gears and Forza. I just gotta rub my eyes for this.
I got a quick question.
What's up?
So, didn't Diggs said Michael Ironside wasn't the last one he did Conviction? Like when Blacklist came out, it wasn't still Michael Ironside, was it?
No, it was they got somebody else for Blacklist.
Yeah.
So then it is him, or was he in Echoes?
Ghost Recon? I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's interesting. So then that means that it wouldn't be a younger Sam, it would still be old Sam.
Yeah. I mean, somebody gotta fill Snake's shoes.
That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. So yeah, so there goes our game leaks list that could potentially be a thing. But like if I see Gears of War 5 and Forza, then I'll know that like that's Microsoft's playbook, so I very well expect that. Just Cause 4, it's been about the right amount of time. I think Just Cause 3 came out around the time that Nier Automata came out, and Nier came out like 2 years ago, so that sounds about right. Assassin's Creed is the new Call of Duty, so that's very well expected. Yeah. So
Actually, Nier came out last year.
Yeah, wait.
no, it came out.
Yeah.
It
Nope.
came out 2017.
Yep. Nier came out last year. Just Cause is older than
Yeah.
Nier.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because I remember Just Cause 3 being part of, like, I want to say it was a PSN sale or it was like a PlayStation Plus where it was like the game was free. And usually those don't go free like until literally quite a couple of years have passed, unless it's like it was just really bad. But yeah, because Nier won Best Soundtrack at the Game Awards last year.
Yeah, you're right. Okay,
I was
wow.
complaining about some of those come out around the same time that I wanted. It was yeah, it was Neo. It was Neo Horizon.
And Breath
Nier.
of the Wild. Yeah. Yeah, Horizon Zero came out the same time as Breath of the Wild. Yeah, because the Switch is a year old. Yes. Okay. All right. So I stayed corrected. So, but yeah, no, I think. Well, I remember because they were talking about it at a conference, and they were when they announced Nier Automata, they were talking about Just Cause in the same press conference. So that might. So I'm thinking the press conference I saw might have been 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago to this date. So that's probably what it is. I think it was the E3 conference or Tokyo Game Show, one of the two. Okay, well, either way it goes, speculation aside. So, Microsoft is going to hire a new AAA team to make games. Should I say finally? I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, I guess they had better have found somebody. What else were they gonna do?
We aren't going to see the effects of that until next gen, most likely.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what this team is going to come out with, because I mean, I'm glad that they've realized their mistakes now. I wish they had realized this last E3. You know, so I guess this E3 they're about to show what probably Tomb Raider, probably Gears, Forza, or something else, and then say like, yeah, we got some new games on the horizon. Man, I really want to know what they're gonna do, because they've pretty much killed Halo.
No, they didn't.
Huh?
I don't, there's room for it.
I mean, there's room for another Halo. There's room for it to come back. I doubt 343
really hope not.
Yes,
there's gonna be another Halo, because they already mentioned it anyway.
Oh, no.
They have just, that horse has been beat into the ground.
Yes.
And I'm not even saying that like I get that, but like, and that's not true, because they definitely, I mean, by this leaked list, they still have plenty of good staples. Just Halo has been done and redone. Yeah, plenty. And it's like, man, just let it go. It's like trying to capture lightning in a bottle again after you've done it once. Like, you're not, you got lucky the first couple of times, and you just think that you can recreate this formula and it's gonna happen again, and that's not necessarily the case. Like, I don't know. I hope this quote unquote AAA team manages to come up with some kind of like new IPs and figure out what is going to work for them.
Well, I would say like they have IPs that they can use. They still have like Perfect Dark, like they have like Banjo-Kazooie. They still have all these IPs that Microsoft
that are collecting dust.
Yes. You know.
My thing is this is what I would like them to do, right?
Okay.
Rare is like currently a shell of its former selves, as everybody knows. They should clean house with Rare and
EA. Okay, I follow.
Rehire new employees for Rare, and start utilizing all those,
the fresh
unused
talent
IP.
and stuff like that. Oh yeah, no, please, yeah, because like if they come out with like a good new Perfect Dark game, like they can even honestly, if they just like kept Master Chief to shooting and they just moved Joanna to Joanna Dark, Perfect Dark, for people that don't know, they just moved her to like stealth or something, I wouldn't be mad. Honestly, I would say okay. I mean, we've already lost. I mean, the only thing, I don't think they're coming out with another Siphon Filter. And Snake has pretty much been is currently MIA or KIA, depending on how you look at it. So I mean, the only person that's left is Sam Fisher. You know? So
I think
yeah.
they could, Perfect Dark could be like kind of a mix of like Splinter Cell and I want to say like an Uncharted or Tomb Raider or something like that.
True.
Kind of
Yeah.
like a hybrid.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so Square Enix is moving the Final Fantasy VII remake in-house. Originally, I did not know about this until it broke. CyberConnect 2 was working on it with them, and they have officially moved away from CyberConnect 2 to move it in-house.
So that's another game that's never coming out?
I don't know if it's, I don't want to say it's never coming out, but I'm like slightly concerned.
We won't see it within the next decade. That's what you mean.
Well, no. It only goes one of two ways, actually. We'll see it either within the next decade, but it'll be like Final Fantasy 13-3, or we won't see it till like E3.
It's gonna be another Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yes, precisely. It'd be like, when is it coming out? One day. You know. And I mean, like, I'm actually curious as to why they decided to move away from CyberConnect 2, because they actually do, according to me, they actually do some really good work. Okay? Like, after their work with Ashura's Wrath and their work with the Ultimate Ninja and Ultimate Ninja Storm series, I'm actually curious to like see like what they could have done.
Well, that's a different formula, you think? Because both Asura's Wrath and the Naruto games were fighting games with a narrative. And you gotta figure Final Fantasy is, if this is not following a lot of what some of the rumors are saying, is strictly narrative strategy. If it does follow what like a lot of the rumors are saying, is that they're completely reworking this game from the ground up. It's not going to be anything like what it was before. So we could see it where the combat system is something akin to what Kingdom Hearts 3 is shaping up to be, or what Final Fantasy 15 turned out to be.
I mean,
I think it was already going around Final Fantasy 15 to begin with, from what I saw.
Yeah, like that's what I thought. And like I feel as if like CyberConnect could have done it, because CyberConnect, even though they do have the focus on narrative, they do have like strategy in their games. Not counting Ashura's Wrath. Ashura's Wrath was an interactive movie, but the Ninja Storm series, they actually had like some tactics, some depth in there and stuff like that. Some balancing issues like most games, but I think that they could have actually done something. And then moving it in house, like I said, it scares me. Because it only goes one of two ways. But like they're also doing the episodic treatment, which is why I'm like, okay, if they do bring it out, like how long will it be till like we get episode 1, 2, 3, so forth and so on? They stretch this they stretch this cash cow out. You know, and or butcher it. So yeah. Because I mean, CyberConnect 2 is actually pretty awesome, you know.
Oh no, yeah, they aren't bad. It's just maybe Square Enix felt that like their formula wasn't for what they think the direction of the game is going to go, or maybe they just were like, you know what, we'll just hold on to this and
Yeah.
hold on to it forever.
Yeah. But oh my god. But they released Final Fantasy 13-3. You can't get much worse than that.
Please understand.
Um
Why do you want to hurt us so?
okay, so on a much
On that note, I actually have to get back to work. So
okay. All right, we got you. We'll wrap up. So the new Mercy skin, Overwatch Blizzard is contributing or assisting with the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and they're going to donate. And to show this, they have a pink Mercy that is a new in-game skin with the new in-game sprays, Twitch chat emotes, and limited time t-shirts and stuff.
Yep.
So and they also have charity streams that will be linked below this.
I'm actually in the process of watching one right now.
Yes.
Or I should say it's just on in my background. I click over to it, sporadically to see like what the streamer is doing and the things that go by in the chat. But yeah, it's pretty. So far, I watched the first one yesterday, which was the first stream was by Queen E, and the one today is by Cupcake. I think what they're gonna do is if you only see it go by in passing, like you go to like I went back to Queen E stream today, even though it has it listed who's going to be streaming what and what time. She is hosting Cupcake. So I think so I think as the days progress from yesterday, which was May 8th until May 21st, each streamer that has previously streamed will be hosting the person that is streaming for that day. So even if you don't have, I think that's really cool. Even if you don't have their direct link, if you knew like, okay, this day I happened to stumble upon this streamer, I'm just gonna go back to it. You'll still be counted as viewing it because they're hosting it, and you'll still be able to get your Twitch drops. So that's pretty cool. I've already unlocked one.
Okay.
It is. I got the in-game spray ribbon, which is the same thing that you get the player icon the first time you log in during the promotional period. That one you have to watch 2 cumulative hours of the charity streams.
Okay.
So each one comes in like tiers and what have you. So the longer or the more you watch overall, the more sprays you unlock, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And 100% of all that they make, granted from the quite steep $15 skin and the $30 t-shirt goes straight to the charity. So it's not like they're getting Twitch or Blizzard or getting anything from these proceeds. Is going straight to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation.
Yeah, no, 250,000 minimum.
Yeah.
Yo, that is exciting.
The donations are currently at, this is not including bits, $17,293. So far, 790,525 bits have been donated towards the charity. Ooh. In rough figures, I want to say that amount of bits equates out to about maybe like 30, maybe 40,000. My math on that might be off. Yeah, bits is converting money to bits and bits to money is weird, but yeah, quite a few bits have been donated, but just in donations alone is at 17,000 right now. So
okay.
Yep.
Hey, yo, that's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely like to get a new shirt, and I'm definitely gonna be rocking that Pink Mercy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, $15. $15 be damned. I'm sorry. I'm definitely supporting that. That is a microtransaction and a cause that I am definitely down for.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Go Blizzard.
Yeah, they've finally, at least for something, decided to inflate their microtransaction costs towards something good. Because I mean, even if you just said that the skin was $5, I mean that's something is something.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's for a cause. Like, at the end of the day, like,
yeah, at the end of the day, you're like, you know what, whatever. This is how I donate. So you get a cool, and it's not even like it's just a recolor of a skin. It's a completely reworked skin. Like it changes everything else that she has as far as like her layout and stuff. So there was definitely quite a bit of time and thought put into it. So I'm actually kind of I'm kind of glad about that. That's really nice, and that they only gave it to Mercy, who's like, for the longest, sans nerfs, she was the main healer, so it makes sense that she would get the skin.
Huh.
So
I mean, she still is main healer for most comps, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so also speaking of Square Enix, Shadow of the Tomb Raider has released a new trailer. I'm assuming you're not hyped for Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I have not been excited for any of this iteration of Lara Croft. I am definitely, not to say that her games haven't been good. It's more of a nostalgic thing to me. I am 110% solely polygonal tits and all. I love original Tomb Raider. I like the way that all of its bugs and its quirks and its cheats and everything,
and the tank controls.
Yeah, and the tank control, the Resident Evil controls. I prefer that over this Lara Croft. She does not ooze Tomb Raider to me, and I get this is supposed to be like pre her becoming the legend that we know. It never hooked me. It has not gripped me.
Okay. Yeah, because like I typically play Tomb Raider now purely for the expedition mode, where you play with somebody and survive in the wild and stuff. It's actually pretty hype, and I'm hoping that they bring something like that back, because I actually do thoroughly enjoy it. Like, you know, so okay, all right, yeah, cause I've seen a couple of trailers for it, and I'm actually looking forward to the gameplay trailer, which, if I'm correct, currently is not out. And I'm looking forward to see like what new additions that they have. I know there's only so much that they can do with this iteration of Lara Croft, because, you know, being derivative of Nathan Drake, there's only so many abilities you can give Lara Croft that can make her games unique and interesting.
Yeah.
Especially because her more modern games, they do actually play like a Metroidvania. Like, it's like this: we throw you in a box, and then you get a skill, then you can like go one room to the left outside the box, and then you get like some other skill, then you can like do some more stuff inside the box that extends the box further and stuff. So, you know, and it's weird because I actually I do kind of enjoy those games a bit. Even though I played through other M1 stream, don't judge me. I did, outside of the narrative and select gameplay issues, like like I do enjoy like 3D Metroidvanias. And so Tomb Raider taking a bit of the Metroidvania formula, like I do actually enjoy this. I do like the classic Tomb Raider. You can miss me on the tank controls though. I absolutely hate tank controls, but I can get down with like the original Tomb Raider. I just look at this one more like Uncharted if it was a female lead. That is the best way I could put it.
See, and as much as I'm all for female lead stuff, I gotta say, between her and Nathan Drake, I gotta go Nathan Drake.
Hey, shoot, that's understandable. Most people that I know, will go Nathan Drake for sure. No, I'm not a fan of how this version of Lara Croft explores tombs and finds things. Story wise, like the narrative, I feel could be way better, but I feel like the gameplay is actually pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. So, okay. So with that being said, I also am obliged to say this. Dragon's Crown comes out next week. Okay. It's currently May the 9th. We're recording this. Dragon's Crown comes out the 15th of May. Probably the day this podcast will come out. Yes. I is excited.
Shameless plugging.
Yeah, for sure. Archer all day. Elf Archer all day. But other than that, yeah, no, I've just been playing the Warmind, and it's...
How bad is it?
It's okay. So it's weird because I don't want to get people's hopes up, because that's how I felt when the Curse of Osiris came out. Like, people asked me, like, is the Curse of Osiris good? And I was like, oh, the Curse of Osiris is actually pretty good. Then I got to the end game, and then it was trash. And I'm like, all right. So now I'm weary. Now I'm like, okay, so far it's actually going pretty okay. Like, okay, so I'm gonna say something. You're going to be like, what? This doesn't sound good. And then I'm going to explain it a lot better. All right, so the main campaign is four missions long. Okay.
Yeah, I hear it's only about an hour and some change.
Yeah.
About an hour 30, maybe.
Okay, so that sounds really bad by itself, but then you take into account, like, you get, like, basically, like, events that happen after. So, like, you'll get to level 30 and you'll be like, oh, well, maybe I just want to stop here and be done. You know, like, it's not like House of Wolves. It's nothing like epic or anything like that. Like, you know, you're not gonna travel back to the Leviathan and have to fight through waves or anything like that, like you had in the House of Wolves when you had to go to the Vault of Glass. In this one, instead, what they do is that they'll have you, like, on missions, and then you can go around and you're, like, collecting, like, data capsules, and but the in-game event that they have is actually pretty cool. I actually kind of like it. It's called Escalation Protocol, of course, and it does turn into a giant horde mode, but basically it turns, like, whatever map you're on into the event itself. So, like, if you have, I think you can have like 8 people on a map. Typically in Destiny, if you have 8 people and you activate it, it triggers, like, a public event, and then there's, like, a bunch of I've only gotten to the beginning of level 2, but level 1, like, has you, like, you have to kill a bunch of enemies. Then the second part of it is you have to stand in a circle or you got to do King of the Hill for like 10, 15 seconds or so. And then you got to kill some more enemies. Then you got to kill pretty much a boss wave. And then you got to keep doing that. And yeah, but, like, the cool part is that, like, it'll be like you and like 7 other randoms. and it doesn't matter like if you're level 7 or you're level 27, you can get pulled into this event. You know, your effectiveness is determined by level, but you know, like you'll be I think like I'm currently I reached a soft cap of 345, and I'm currently grinding out. I think the hard cap is 370 for this, or it's probably gonna be 380 or something like that. But like the actual event tells you that you need to be light level 370, and it's actually pretty challenging.
That just reminds me of what was that? The court on the Dreadnought? Yeah, the court of Oryx.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what that reminds me of.
Yes, it is just like that, except it's free. So like you don't have to. All you have to do is beat the campaign. And then once you beat the campaign, they're like, yo, you can trigger any one of these anytime. And you can trigger it, and like it'll, like if there's a public event that's about to occur, like it'll stop that public event to run this one. And that's actually pretty awesome. Like, I think that it's a better version of what they had at Wrath of the Machine. Like, Wrath of the Machine, they also had like a Court of Oryx there, but their Court of Oryx was like down and tucked out of the way, so like you would never get anybody random to just like run through your arena. You know, and honestly, that's one of the things that I did like about the Court of Oryx, is that it was just fitted inside the middle of the Dreadnought, and that you could just eventually just say like, oh, hey, I'm gonna go this way. Oh, some people over there fighting, I should probably help, and then go over there and actually help. Like, that's exactly what this event feels like.
Okay, now question 1.
All right.
How much did you pay for the season pass?
Oh, I want to say I paid $25 for the season pass. I think that's how much it costs.
Okay, so you didn't get like the, what was it, like a deluxe bundle or something? I think it was like the game and a season pass for the first 2 expansions or something.
Yeah. No, that's what I got. I got that. It was
okay.
So I think the game was $60, and the deluxe pass was like altogether like around $90 after tax or something like that. So I think the season pass is probably like $25 or something, or was $25.
Okay. And how much is the Warmind by itself?
I don't know. I have no idea. Like the word, I don't know. I probably should find that out. Yeah.
I think also though, I think I heard a while back that Bungie was gonna stop releasing, like you couldn't get certain DLCs just singly anymore. Like you had to get them as a bundle.
Yeah, that's what I figure has been happening, because that's what I think that they did with that's what they did before, honestly. Like you could get Dark Below, you could get House of Wolves, but you couldn't get you could get them separately. No, you couldn't get Taken King just as was, like it came with all of them, I believe. Yeah, but like if you bought Taken King, like then you pretty much got everything. Well, if you bought it digitally, you got screwed. But if you bought a physical copy, then it was like $60 for everything. Yeah, which was an amazing deal.
So it looks like they changed how it used to be from Destiny 1. Yeah. Like when Dark Below, House of Wolves, and oh god, what came after House of Wolves? Wow. It's been so long since I played it. I don't remember all.
It's only Taken King. It's Vanilla Destiny, Dark Below, House of Wolves, Taken King.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So when no, it was Rise of Iron.
No. Rise of Iron was the last one.
Oh god. Yeah, in 1, or was that in 2?
No. That was the last one in 1. So it was Vanilla Destiny, Dark Below.
Yeah, that was the DLC that I couldn't remember.
Oh yeah. Well, Rise of Iron honestly was bad. So
and maybe I just suppressed that memory.
Oh, you should have. Like I did not. It was okay to run through, but it wasn't like the raid was typically I do enjoy raids, but the challenge mode for this raid was like everybody's connection had to be spot on, because the challenge for the final boss was there's a light that also appears when the boss goes down, and you had to slam on that light before the other person slammed on the boss so you could DPS. And the boss was like down for like 3 seconds. So like you had to have the awareness. The lag had to like not be working against you in order for you to get that challenge. And I got it, and after that, like, I hated that raid.
Wow. Yeah, I'm glad I did not continue on with that. But I was gonna say the formula that they went with from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, how they seem to have switched up as far as pricing wise for DLC. Because I vividly remember Dark Below, House of Wolves, Taken King, all being priced differently.
Yeah,
I remember Dark Below being like $20.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say House of Wolves was about 20, 25, 30.
Uh-huh.
And then Taken King, which was a flat out 40.
Yeah. Okay, so Taken King was a major was like one of the major expansions. So like,
yeah, it was like Destiny 1.5 at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. Like House of Wolves and Dark Below were like DLC. Destiny, the other Taken King was like a full blown like expansion. Like you got a new world. You got like, even though you did get new exotics in Dark Below and House of Wolves, like you got like some like rebalancing stuff. There was all new activities to do. Honestly, it was like a whole new world. It made a lot of sense, and like I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that it's weird because this time, so what they did before is they took pre-existing locations and they took pre-existing locations, then they just like spruced it up and pretty much said, hey, you're going to be exploring the same stuff all over again, only it's going to be here. So like the Dark Below, you like explored like some places on Earth, you explored some places on the moon, you know, and you're like, okay, cool, you've seen these places before. Same thing with House of Wolves. Like you pretty much like went on Earth, you went on Venus, and you were like, okay, cool, you know, if you've never seen the Vault of Glass, that was your one time to see the Vault of Glass without like having to have a full team, you know.
But see, that seemed to be the formula that they were following, at least for any of the expansion for one sans Taken King, because everything was just a quote unquote reworking or a newer area of where you've been before, like with Rise of Iron, like the whole Siva stuff. All of this was still somewhere. It was on the map, had always been on the map, and you'd never had access to. It was always an out of bounds area. It was nothing that you could ever see physically in the distance. And then as soon as it came out, was like, oh, this little etch and sketch of, well, this is on Earth next to the Plaguelands, but you know, like, but it's always been there.
Cosmodrome,
or excuse me, next to the Cosmodrome, and this is called the Plaguelands. Like, okay, but where this section is supposed to be, there's nothing there. Like, it's never been there. So now you're telling me we have access to this just because of the DLC. Like, it was never, it went anywhere.
But the weird thing is that so the DLC for Rise of Iron actually treats the Cosmodrome and the Plaguelands like two different maps. So, and
see, that makes no sense because it's literally the same map.
It is, but that's the thing that at least I'll say that I'm glad they changed for this one. And I'm actually, even though I don't know if I'm buying the expansion when it comes out this September.
Oh no, you wild.
Like I'm actually I will watch some YouTube videos for this because I still want to see like what world they're gonna come out with. Because I mean they gave us Mercury and they gave us Mars again. So now I'm like, all right, so what you guys gonna do now? You know, what's the expansion gonna do? And, you know, like the map screen, the new one, like it's not cluttered, but there's worlds all around, and I'm like, if the game launched like this, and Bungie was more forthcoming about, you know, their underhanded stuff, then I probably would be okay with everything going on. You know?
Yeah, no, if they launched the game like that, where it was literally just, you can see all of this stuff, and it's just more like a, hey, this is only as much that you can do within, you know, your realm of abilities, but eventually we're going to branch out. Like, at least you'd know then, like, oh man, like this world is massive. Like, I have access to all of this. Like, it literally would have been a good version of No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky has so much potential, and it just...
No Man's Sky is Space Minecraft. I mean, you can't get much more potential with Space Minecraft.
Yes, but the things going for both Minecraft and No Man's Sky is just that. The amount of space, the vastness that you have access to that Bungie promised us. And it's just, we're still, okay, we're revisiting Earth. Okay, we're revisiting, you know, this place and that place.
Well, to be fair, right, and this is a conversation that I had with somebody else, the amount of space, the amount of open world space that we can get, that we'll actually have to like navigate the world and everything, is going to be vastly different because they still have to craft an experience around it. And I say this because there are lots of games that'll say, hey, we have this big giant vast open world, you know, and like the open world doesn't mean anything because there's nothing there. And so that's why I'm like, all right, like I don't mind more so the closed experiences that we do have. I just mind that like with it now also, or with it then I should say, with the Destiny 2's launch, like there was really nothing else to do. Like I would just run around and shoot and stuff like that, and I'm like, there's nothing else like to the world to do. Like in Destiny 1, it was like, this is the wow factor. I'm just playing this for the first time. This is amazing and stuff. Destiny 2 is like, I retreaded all this stuff before. Y'all got to give me something new. And they didn't. They gave me Destiny 1 and said, hey, have fun doing the same stuff all over again. Like, heroic strikes were good, just the in-game activities were all trash. Like, there was no reason to raid. There's no reason to do the new raid. There's, and hopefully they'll fix that with this raid coming out. Because if not, there's going to be no reason to do that raid either. You know, and that's honestly one of the main reasons why, like, I play the games that I play. Like, even like with Destiny, I typically am like, yo, I hope we get an end game. I hope we get something good. You know, that's why Court of Oryx was so refreshing to me. Like, you could go around, you could open chest on a dreadnought, and each chest had like maybe like a puzzle or something like that. You know, like cool things like, hey, you gotta crouch in a cave to get the scent.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, it was definitely
like, jump across
a whole new experience.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, oh snaps, this is really amazing. We should stick with this. You know, the whole calcified fragment thing, that was amazing too. You know, because it led to Touch of Malice. And then you got Touch of Malice, and Touch of Malice, even though it killed you, made you feel amazing because of the stuff you could do with it. Like there were things that happened, even in like vanilla Destiny and stuff like that, that like even with the game world, I'm not mad at. They at least gave us something cool to experience. Like Destiny 2 is just now getting back to Destiny 1 because they like finally decided, oh, we're gonna finally break some exotics instead of dumbing down the experience for everybody. And that's why I'm like, okay, cool, you know. But yeah, back on the DLC thing, like I'm glad at least like they're giving us worlds this DLC and not saying, oh, actually, this is the Warmind DLC. You're gonna be going back to a small section of the Cosmodrome to go explore that. Like they gave us Mars, but they gave us a different section of Mars. Like it wasn't like, you remember that place in Destiny 1 that y'all explored? You know, the big open wasteland that just had some cabal running around and doing absolutely nothing. Yeah. We're not giving you that area. And I'm like, praise. Cause that's how it felt with the Dark Below. And even though the mission structure for Dark Below and the House of Wolves were actually really unique, and even like the Prison of Elders was like pretty fun. It wasn't raid worthy, but it was pretty fun.
I think with all the DLCs from one, they each of them had really good, solid new things that I liked that they brought to Destiny 1. And even with Taken King, like, no, it didn't fix all of the issues with original Destiny, but they tried, and that's what kind of, in a sense, hurts me as a gamer the most, because you see glimpses of this where it's like, okay, they did this, they put this in here, like they orchestrated this wonderfully. They have the right idea in some things, like they're trying, they know the formula is there, yet they don't apply it to everything. Like even with the whole like things that you mentioned, like the calcified fragments, like I enjoyed that, not so much for there being 50 of them and you having to go everywhere to get them, but with the little tidbits that came with them on the way of you getting them. Like they were tucked away in some areas that, like, okay, like you could scan the environment and your ghost would tell you about certain things that were on the wall or the things in the area or whatever, and you're like, oh wow, like this is pretty interesting. Like, why would they not give this kind of storytelling to the base campaign? And then Destiny 2 came out and you're like, okay, maybe they still kind of, maybe they worked some of that in here. Maybe you'll be able to get a little bit of that. No? Okay. Well, I had my hopes too high for that one. But all this other stuff that they fixed, they're going to bring this to Destiny 2, right? No? Okay. So there we are. Like, I feel like one game that I know did, for what they had, did a really good job of investing you in a world, a universe, a galaxy, and characters that you don't know, you haven't met yet, worlds you not even set foot on, was Mass Effect. At least 1 and 2. When they gave you access to move your ship around and to go to different galaxies, find all this stuff, you interacted, there were people there that you could speak with and have conversation with. You found out their backstory, like what had happened, whether this planet was really fucked up or if it was, flourishing with life or it was barren. You still got tidbits and a codex in the game going, and you're like, okay, like I understand this, I know it needs to be done, I understand like where this has come from. Like the Rachni, you meet the Rachni once and then that's it, until literally 3/4 of the way into the game, and you're like, oh, I vaguely kind of remember you. And you hear, all this exposition and you're like, oh right, I remember this. And then they touch on it in 3, like, oh yeah, I remember this, because they made you feel like those characters and that world was important. I don't really get that in Destiny anymore, or if ever.
Well, that's because the writing is everywhere. Like they have writers. Like the story is like different. There was like the Black Garden that'll probably never ever be mentioned ever again. It's just things that's like that were prevalent in Destiny 1 that aren't like that important in Destiny 2. So
it's not important because they retconned it.
But okay, yeah. I see this podcast is running over, but but I'll say, like, just my closing statement for Destiny. I'll say, I feel as if I've been wrong about this before, mind you, but I feel as if they're doing a little bit better with it, right? After playing this, I feel like I'm in the same place as like in Destiny 1. That's not a good thing. I feel like Destiny 2 took me on the same trek that Destiny 1 did, only it has subclasses like the Taken King, so that's a mute point and doesn't really matter. The Trials of what was it? The Trials of Osiris. No, was it? The Curse of Osiris. That was the DLC. Honestly, felt like the Dark Below to me, and I wasn't too hype off the Dark Below. But then they came out with the House of Wolves, and this right here is like kind of like, oh, okay, this is still really interesting and stuff. Like, I'm playing it and I'm not like hating myself, which is good. So I feel like there's an improvement. Would I like recommend it? I would say, like, if you can play it on somebody else's account, yes, but you know, because I don't trust Bungie with their next release anyways right now. But if I had to say, like, I currently feel like Warmind is a decent DLC. Currently. I'll let you know after the raid comes out and if I can play it. That'll be a better question, because I'll get into the in-game more of the in-game content. You know, so, but yeah, let me go on and end this podcast. We have definitely gone over, the person that is video editing this is going to kill me and have my head, but I would like to say, thank you all for listening, and we are out. D-Pad out.